Welcome back. With the details to the news for Thursday, October 28th, 2021, I am Sherry-Ann Noel. Energy and Finance Minister Honorable Gregory Boeing has reaffirmed his government's commitment to renewable energy in keeping with its 2030 renewable agenda. Grenada's Vision 2030 lays down the proposal to establish a 100% renewable energy target for both the electricity and transport sectors. During the government's weekly post-cabinet briefing on Wednesday, Minister Boeing said the plan calls for some investment and as such, they are seeking soft financing.
We are positioning ourselves, that is why we say by 2030 we should be 100% renewables. This will take some investment, and we're working with the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, we're working with the IMF, we're working with the World Bank, we're working with the V20s, you name it, the International Solar Alliance, and we there, Minister Simon Steele is well positioned in the sense because he is a major player from the ministers in the region for COP26 in Glasgow. So we're looking for financing, soft financing. We already have 15 megawatts identified in geothermal, and geothermal is a very costly exercise. And we're looking at ways to bring this on board quickly. It's base load, so it's much better than the wind and the sun.
He said with an investment in renewable energy, the fuel surcharge could become a thing of the past.
If you sell at a lower price, the demand will grow. So instead of making 10 cents on a unit, and you only sell 1 million units, then if you sell 100 million units and you make 1 cent on that unit, 1 cent, then your profit will be a lot better. And that's the way we're trying to give the return, still keep it commercially viable, but at the same time allow businesses to develop itself. So renewable energy is the way to go, but we must find the financing. And it is looking really possible out there from all the meetings that we have been having.
Moving along, 700 feet of concrete pavement has been completed in the first phase of a development project for residents of the area known as Baghdad in Simon St. Andrew. Resident Augustus Joseph says the road became impassable at times, which proved to be challenging for residents. He says Honorable Keith Lewis, parliamentary representative for the area, promised to have the situation remedied. The project began September 17, 2021 with a team of 16 men and with the help of a ransom to mix the concrete.
I did 700 feet of road, and the width was 12 feet, and the slippage drain is 312 feet slippage drain, and the thickness is 6 inches in the road. We mix the concrete in a ransom, and then them guys take it from the barrow and push it, and then the mason them, they spread it. Yeah, satisfied with that.
So, about how much percentage more of your contract you have to complete?
Yeah, well, only the slippers drain I have to do right now. Only the slippers drain right here, and then I finish, I complete. Yeah, and you have a little box drain, like we see that split there. You have a little black drain right there, so that's the only thing I have to do again, and then I finish.
3 residents of Baghdad spoke with the GIS about the importance of the investment in the community.
Well, I really see it as a very good project, as a development in the community, because for a long time, people been looking down on this area. You understand, and I see it as a great enhancement, and I hope the people, show the people that good things could come from here, because that is just the beginning. You understand? That's just the beginning. We get good road, and they go start seeing good attitudes against as much. You understand?
Concerning the project, we appreciate it because children used to have to put on plastic in their shoes to go out when rain fall. Since Kate come in, we getting good works, we getting what we appreciate, and everything we appreciate what happening. We like it. Kate giving us good work.
For the past years, we had it real rough inside here. Plenty mud, water, and thanks of Sister Kate right now, with the help of thing, we could afford to walk on concrete now and look possible right now. So.
Government has earmarked a number of small and special projects throughout the state to ease the many challenges residents are faced with. Health and Social Security Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele is concerned that low vaccination levels continue to put the economy at risk. Minister Steele said the low vaccination uptake and the continued need for protection requires quick action by government to implement regulations to help cushion the effects of the pandemic. During the weekly post-cabinet press briefing on Wednesday, Minister Steele explained that it is easier for government to enforce regulations and close key sectors to properly manage the COVID situation than to deal with the high death and hospitalization rates and other harsh effects of the virus. Health officials continue to voice concern about the slow uptake of vaccines and urge Grenadians to be responsible and consider the greater impact their decision to not accept the vaccine can have on the economy. Minister Steele said the economic cost associated with opening the various sectors without a vaccination policy is critical.
It is not the ideal solution, I agree. It is not something that any government likes to do, of putting regulations that are pressuring individuals. But that pressure is the lesser of two evils from our point than the deaths. And that is what we're trying to avoid. And the infections, that is what we're trying to avoid and trying to prevent. We recognize that individuals have a choice, but with your choice comes a responsibility. And your choice cannot jeopardize the life of somebody else. None of us have the right to choose something that jeopardizes a fellow citizen's life. And that's where this conflict, this debate arises. So the economic cost of trying to reopen some of these sectors without having a vaccination policy is far worse. Risk far greater. And that is why we choose that direction.
More than 31,000 Grenadians are fully vaccinated. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
Let's get tough on breed, yeah, larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, please don't steal produce from your brother. Then you're selling to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breeding larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Welcome back. The Fisheries Division will commence its annual inspection of fishing vessels from Monday, November 1st and continuing for the month. The inspection will be carried out at 16 sites for all registered local vessels to ensure safety and compliance. Acting Chief Fisheries Officer George Phillip explained that the inspection will be done in accordance to Section 11 of the Fisheries Act of 1986, which mandates the licensing and certification of vessels before they can commence or continue their trade at sea. He emphasized the importance of the inspection process.
It is imperative that all local fishing vessel be inspected, and that certificate that will be issued upon successful completion of inspection is valid for 12 months. Without passing inspection and having a certificate that would give you a license, a fisher folk will not be entitled to fuel rebate or concession. And at the same time too, you'll be breaking the law, because to be able to go out in our waters, you must be registered, you must be licensed, and one of the conditions for getting a license is inspection.
Each vessel, Phillips said, must be outfitted with adequate functioning equipment to pass the inspection.
Life jackets for each fish on board. Day and night, you should have smoke-handled flares, canister orange. You should have a supply of matches, VHF radio, handheld base mount, compass, handheld, balers capable of removing water from the vessel. You should have a minimum of about 3 O's. You should have portable global positioning system, also known as GPS, working navigational lights, mirror reflectors, spare tools like spare plug or spark plug for engine repairs.
Fisheries officer in the Western District, Lisa Chetram, said due to COVID-19, this year's inspection process will be one with a difference.
We are going to look at the inspection in a different light. In terms of we going out and mingling, there would be no such thing. We would ask the captain or whoever is on the vessel to bring all the items up on the deck into the open, and then 1 or 2 persons will go look at the items. We are going to mark them out and ensure that we have the necessary criteria before we take into consideration writing on the fishing vessel inspection book. So that's basically, I know that it would be a lot more in terms of how we plan to ensure that persons are remaining safe during the period. Of course, our inspection kit this year, of course from last year, inclusive of mask, hand sanitizer, and in some cases we would have to use gloves where we would have to be touching the items that we'll be inspecting.
Vessels 10 to 29 feet are required to pay a license fee of $5 and vessels 30 feet and over $15. And finally in the news this evening, forecasters at the Met Office at the Morris Bishop International Airport have issued a dust haze advisory for the state of Grenada. According to the advisory, the conditions are due to a combination of Saharan dust and volcanic ash from the Cumbre Vieja volcano on the Spanish island of La Palma, the Canary Islands, resulting in reduced visibility across the state. These conditions are expected to continue over the coming days, varying in intensity. The Ministry of Health advises people with respiratory challenges such as asthma and other allergies to wear a mask, avoid outdoor contact if possible, ensure that they have an adequate supply of medication, and to be in contact with a medical physician in the event such intervention is needed. NADMA is also encouraging motorists and marine users to exercise increased caution due to reduced visibility. And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Thursday, October 28, 2021. Now for a recap of the top story. Government reaffirms commitment to renewable energy agenda. I am Sherry Noel, thanking you for viewing.